So I apologize. I'm out here in the sun, and I don't have a. You can see me scratching my head in my shadow. I don't have a tripod. I'm using my phone. But anyway, as you can see, there's the. You take out the battery, and then you'll have these two bolts here behind the battery, and these are the bolts that hold the AC lines to the actual evaporator. Now, before you do any of this, of course, your system should be empty. However you do that, that's on you. And okay, now we're inside the car. So this looks like a big mess, I know, but it's actually not. It just looks that way on the screen. But let me get this out of the way. So the first thing is you need to remove the glove box. Now the glove box, obviously, let me give you some perspective of what we're looking at. So there's my car. Obviously the glove box would be sitting right here in front of me. There's the latch where it closes. The first thing you're going to do is, before you take anything off, with the glove box sitting there, look from the bottom, and you'll see a screw in this area and a screw in this area, and they're connected to the hinges on the bottom of the glove box. So take those screws out, and you'll feel your whole glove box kind of moves a little bit. So once you unlatch it, there's two little rubber, they almost look like wheels, two little rubber like stoppers on the side of the glove box. So the glove box sits in here like this, it fits in here perfectly. And those two little stoppers, one sits on here and one sits likewise on this side. And now the glove box, being plastic and flexible, you kind of squeeze it, and once you squeeze it inward, the glove box will allow it to pass through here, and then you take the whole thing off, and then you put that in the back seat, what have you. Now the next piece is this piece here. This piece has a screw right here. I think it's a Phillips. I don't know. I took it apart yesterday, but it rained, so I had to stop. So you take this Phillips screw off, and then this thing and I had to figure it out, but it just pops right off. But you got to be careful, and you'll see these are the slots that there's 3, 1, 2, and 3, where these things go into. So you can see there's the bottom one, it's vertical, then this one and this one are horizontal, and that corresponds to these 3 here. So again, just Phillips screw at the top, pop that off. And the reason why you pop that off is because now you got this bracket to deal with, and this bracket goes across here at the bottom. You can see it kind of fits like that, and you can see to the right of my right hand where it's got some screw holes there. So you're going to remove the bolts on both sides, and that'll allow this cross member to come out. Now in here, and I'm going to show you the location, and then I'll show you the actual housing of the evaporator. Obviously you're going to disconnect there's a bundle of wires going across. Ignore this red wire. I'm 100% sure you're not going to have this in your car, because it's something that I installed myself. And before we go to that, just in case this could be kind of a 2-part video, or a video that covers 2 different things, if you wanted access to your blower, it's right here. The blower, and I think it's 3 screws, and it drops out, and I actually replaced it one time, so you can kind of see it down there. And this is your blower, and there's a screw there, and I can't see, I'm holding the phone and I can't see the screen, but there's a screw there, and anyway, so you take that off, and that has access to the blower, and there you can see the blower inside there. There's a leaf, I gotta clean that out. But anyway, so it's pretty dirty. I might drop that out and take it out. But anyway, so that's that. And then also, another thing, if your car only has like my car only had 3 and 4 working, you have to replace this. This is, and I think they call it a resistor, but it's to control the fan speed. And to get to it, you don't have to do all this stuff. All you have to do is don't even undo any of this stuff. Don't pop out this piece. Don't take out the glove box. All you got to do is open the glove box. Don't remove any screws. Just open it. And again, these 2 little tabs here, and then the one that goes here, the glove box will just fall over, and you'll have access over the glove box to get to it. And it's just 2 screws and this little clip. You take the clip out, take these 2 screws out, you know, take it to AutoZone or whatever your auto parts store is, or order it online, but you can get an idea of what it looks like, and then you replace that. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it from in here. I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. So you can see the bottom of it. That thing back there that looks like it has springs with like toothpaste on them or something. That's the resistor. And so that, as you can see when I back out, that is that thing right there. And that'll restore your air conditioning to have the, you know, 1, 2, and 3. And it's quite possible that if your AC, I mean, if the fan's not blowing, I'm not sure if that could indicate the resistor or not. Because I know with mine, when the resistor went bad, I still had 3 and 4. I just didn't have 1 and 2. And you know, sometimes a passenger would say, can I lower the air? And it's like, I'm sorry, it only goes, it's 4, 3, and 0. That's what it worked. That's how it worked. Anyway, getting back to this, as you can see, that's where we disconnected the lines from the outside behind the battery. And then there's, I think it's 5 connection points. There's one right there, this one. Oh no, by the way, this is the drain pipe for the evaporator. So when the AC's on, the water runs out to the outside of the vehicle and drips on the ground. That's when you see those cars with a puddle underneath them during the summer when the AC's running. But anyway, so back to this. This is the one connection. That's another one. So it's 1, 2. Let's see. 1 connects here, 3, and then there's 1. Let's back up here. 1 up here. Not sure if you can see that. 4, and I think 1 right here. 5. And if there's another one, it connects right here. 6. So I think there's 6 points, and I'll show you the actual case. I have it sitting on my driver's seat right now, so you can see that box. So here's the box, how it sits. This is what holds the evaporator, and I'm not sure how well you can see all this because it's kind of hard for me to see. Anyway, so there's 1, 2. If you look, there's 3, 4, and then 5, and then right there at the top, 6. And I'm sorry if I'm moving around too much. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand, but you can see there's 2 right there. So this one and then that one, that's 2, and then 3, and then 4. This one goes straight up, and then there's 5, and then 6, and then there's that drain hole I was talking about, that hose that goes down through that hole right there. And then once you get this out, there's 2 screws on it, and some clips. It's really easy to open. There's these little metal clips that go here and here. There's, I think, 4 of them. There's 2 there, possibly another one here. But anyway, those clips are really easy to open, and then, like I said, there are 2 Phillips screws, and then this will open up. But you got to be careful. You don't want to tear up all this rubbery, spongy stuff, because you might have to reuse that when you buy your new evaporator. And here's the evaporator. I threw it on the ground here, but I'm not sure how well you can see that. But here's the evaporator. And this thing right here is the expansion valve, so I went ahead and replaced that too. Like I said, the evaporator was about $90. The expansion valve was another $10 or so. So I'm going to go ahead and replace them both. And then, as you can see, you can't even see through this thing. It's filthy. And I'd rather be safe than sorry, because imagine doing all this work and then I have to replace this. So there you go. There's the evaporator.